What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream with me, Mike, aka the Bored Cyborg. Alright, so I'm waiting to get through this ad so I can make sure that I am in frame. Everything is copacetic. I see the comments that pop up, etc., etc. Alright. There we are. Alright, well, it's a little crooked, but that's alright. What's going on, Lucy? Excuse me. I need water. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody is doing swell today. Today is exciting because I have a very cool package. Pretty much one of two things, big things, that I've bought myself for this holiday season. A little preemptive on this one, but it just came out, so I'm going to unbox it. And we'll take a look at that in a moment. I'm going to probably save that for last. First thing we're going to do is tell you guys to give this live stream a thumbs up. I'm always bad with the calls to action. If you can give it a thumbs up, that would be awesome and help me very greatly. If you're new to the channel and want to see more live streams and videos like this, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell for notifications, etc. So, I just want to thank you all for checking this out, whether it's on the live stream or on the archive. And without further ado, we're going to jump right in. We've got a big stack of movies here. This is stuff that I'm keeping or is going on eBay. The stuff that I picked up, you know, the common stuff, the Marvel movies, the Lord of the Rings, etc. I brought that stuff already to the store so that I could start making some money on it, to the game store that I work at and help manage. But we're going to jump right into some of the stuff that's, like I said, going on eBay because I don't think it'll move quite well at the store, and some of these which I will be keeping. So the first thing I'll talk about here, this is the almost complete collection of Land Before Time movies. So if you don't know, I'm here to inform you that there are 14 Land Before Time films. I know some of you are saying to yourself, what? How could that be? I only know of the first film, which is here somewhere. Don Bluth. Short and sweet movie. I always am amazed at how short this film is. It's 69 minutes long, but it was theatrical. And it was a big movie at the time, you know, for the family-friendly crowd. And I think it came out in 88, if I'm not mistaken, the year I was born. Yep, 88. And I love this film. This is a great film with a sweeping score. Beautifully poignant story about dinosaurs, which is really more about loss and, you know, loss of innocence. It's about loss of family, death. Deals with pretty heavy themes for children. And it affected me when I was young. This was my Bambi, my generation's Bambi, because what happens in the beginning of the film is very Bambi-like, as a cataclysm is striking the dinosaurs. And they have to band together, the friends, the young dinosaur friends band together and try to get to somewhere, like the promised land where there's still greenery, etc. And it's a very cool film. I love the movie. It's short and sweet. I love James Newton Howard, or is it, doesn't say on the back. I think it's James Newton Howard who did the score for this. I just love how beautiful and sweeping it is. It's the word that I keep going back to. But yeah, Land Before Time, awesome movie. But did you know that there are 13 sequels? Lucy says this is one of her favorite animated movies. Yes, it's up there for me too. Anything Bluth is fantastic, especially this one. And yeah, so there's 14 of these. I have 1 through 13 here. So I might hold on to these until I find 14 and then sell them as a lot. I'm not exactly sure. I might just bring them to the store. I don't know. I don't think they're worth too much, if I'm being honest. But we have a ton of different movies here. Literally 1 through 13. Great Valley Adventure, The Time of Great Giving, Journey Through the Mists, Mysterious Island, Secret of Source Rock. And they're all supposed to be pretty decent from what I understand. Obviously, Don Bluth didn't really have much to do with them past the first one. I think the last one made was 2014 or something. Crazy. Anyway, that's the Land Before Time collection. I'm thinking of selling that on eBay. eBay. Sorry, I just had some peanuts, and I'm like choking on peanut particles. Okay. Next up, we've got, I think this is one I'm going to be keeping because I'm not sure that I don't think I own this one. And I have to put it in a new case, actually. Here. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Well, we have John Wayne, Rio Grande. I've heard good things about Rio Grande. This is an old one. 1950. So mid-stage John Wayne. I'm not a huge fan of John Wayne, frankly. But there are some of his films that I definitely want to check out because they're supposed to be just good films, good westerns. Hey, Mr. Bob, thank you so much. Oh, that's very sweet, Mr. Bob. Thank you. I'm glad to be your favorite YouTuber. That means a lot to me. More than words can express. It's ineffable. All right, so that case is broken. I hope you're doing well, Mr. Bob. So I put it in a new case here while talking because, you know, I'm nice like that. Oh, uh-oh, spoke too soon. Oh, here we are. All right, so anyway, Rio Grande with Maureen O'Hara and John Wayne, directed by John Ford. That's a big reason why I picked this up, because it's John Ford. So if there's one subset of John Wayne films I'm interested in, it's the work he did with John Ford, because those are good. The ones I've seen so far are good. Stagecoach, Red River, Searchers, etc. Here we have an interesting one that last time I checked was out of print. This is one of those Warner Brothers sets that I really like, because they have a big spindle here, and they put, instead of cramming 4 movies onto one disc, they put 4 separate discs here, 4 separate movies, and an extra long spindle. I didn't know there are, 14 Land Before Time films. Isn't that wild? So crazy. But this is the 4-film country western collection. Honeysuckle Rose, Pure Country, The Ballad of Little Joe, and Macon County Line. So this one, I haven't seen any of these films. They're not quite my type of films. The one I'm most interested is Macon County Line. I have that separately on an Anchor Bay release here. Mr. Bob says, you only remember the first. Yeah, most people do only remember the first one. And I grew up in the 90s when these sequels were being released, and I still somehow missed them. So I have no idea. I don't know how that franchise continued for as long as it did. I don't know who was watching them. But yeah, this is country western. Literally, I think the first 2, or this one at least, is about a country western singer. The Ballad of Little Joe, I have to do a little research on. I don't think I have that one, or own that one, or I've ever seen it. It's directed and written by Maggie Greenwald. I don't know much about it at all. Susie Amos, Bo Hopkins, Ian McKellen. Oh, interesting. I love Ian McKellen. Anything he's in, I enjoy. So I'll have to look into that one to see if this is something I want to keep around. But if this is worth like 20 bucks or so, like it used to be, I think I'll just sell it. Mr. Bob says, I'm a 90s kid, born in 89. Yeah, I figured with the Mr. Bob 89 there. So I got you beat by 1 year, my friend. From the same era, though. Here we have a brand new sealed Hellfighters John Wayne film. I'm pretty sure I own Hellfighters, so I picked this up because it was sealed. I'll be able to sell that, I think, for a little bit. You can remember the sequels. The sequels were very good. The Land Before Time ones, that's interesting. You're the only person I know that has seen those. This one is definitely being sold. Certainly not my type of thing, but this is All Creatures Great and Small, Series 1. I thought this was worth more than it was, but I got it for $1 or $2, I think it was. So I'll be able to move this and make my money, or make some profit. Oddly, this is the second copy of this movie that I found over the last month. It's so funny how that happens. You find these things in couplets because before that I had never seen this out in the wild, and then I find 2 copies within a month. This is released by Image. It's a Cinderella film from 1957, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. I think it's a musical with Julie Andrews from Mary Poppins, I believe. Drawing a blank. But music by Richard Rodgers, book and lyrics by Oscar Hammerstein. So, yeah, they had a lot to do with this particular production. It looks lavish. It looks elegant and beautiful. So we'll give this one a shot. Not sure if it's in black and white. It is in black and white, so that's cool. That one, I already have one in the collection, so I'll be selling that one off. Next up, we have a film called The Alamo, based on the Alamo, I am sure, the Alamo incident in history. John Wayne, again, I picked this up because it's brand new and sealed. I think I'll probably sell Hellfighters and The Alamo together. Maybe make like $10 profit, because they're both sealed. This is a film that I watched once, wasn't a fan of, and got rid of. And that was like 10, 12 years ago, so I want to rewatch it, or maybe even 15. When did this come out? This came out Yeah, of course, every time I want to inform you guys as to when a film came out, it doesn't say on the back. So I want to say this is like '05 or something like that, mid-aughts. It's a Roger Donaldson film, a filmmaker who I do enjoy, an Irish filmmaker. I like his Irish films more than his more season. Scrooged, I watch every year. I watch multiple versions of Christmas Carol, Muppets Christmas Carol. Sometimes I always try to add a new one I haven't seen. So I think this year I'm going to try the George C. Scott one. I love the story. I usually read the story once a year too because it's wonderful by Dickens. And yeah, those are some of my go-to ones. Jingle All the Way. I love Jingle All the Way. I want to try to watch a couple Christmas horror films this year too. Gremlins, you know, Christmas Evil. I do want to watch that one this year. But yeah, that's a rundown. Anyway, that film by Roger Donaldson is The Recruit. So I remember being kind of let down by the twists in this movie, but I like these movies more now as I've educated myself over the last 15 years about, you know, about our American institutions and the CIA and philosophy and political theory. And so I think this one I may like a little bit more now that I know a little bit more, as you know, as humans do as they get older. But yeah, this is Al Pacino. It's also Al Pacino. I want to give this performance another shot. And Colin Farrell, The Recruit. So we'll give that one a shot. It's been 15 years or so. Mr. Bob asks, do you remember a dinosaur film from the early 90s? I know it's not The Land Before Time. Are you talking about We're Back with John Goodman? That was a fun movie. I liked that movie back in the day. I'd love to have that one on Blu-ray if it's even out on Blu-ray. I have it on DVD. KK Mart, hello. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. We're just going through some of the pickups I got this week from the thrift shops. This one's really interesting. It's called Walk on Water. And I noticed some Hebrew on the front, and I was like, I wonder what this is. And then on the back, yes, it got the Hebrew language as well as English language. It seems like a crime film of some kind, political kind of thriller. And it looks like an Israeli-U.S. co-production. So I believe this is an Israeli film as well as an American film, it seems to me. This is from '04. Eyal is a top assassin in the Israeli Secret Service. He has killed terrorists before, but this time he is sent to eliminate an aging former Nazi war criminal. That's all I need to know. That sounds good to me. We'll give this a shot. I haven't seen too many Israeli films, frankly, so this one I had to pick up despite the kind of tattered up, stuck up box here. It's got sticker residue everywhere. I'll swap it out, no big deal. This is one of the cooler ones I found this week, personally, for me. This is a Tyrone Power film. Tyrone Power was an action star from the 30s and 40s, and who turned into, he kind of dislocated from that and turned into a serious, like, dramatic actor. And but he was known, I think, for his action films in the 30s and 40s. And this one has Cesar Romero, who played the Joker in the original Batman TV series from the 60s, as well as Jean Peters. I don't recognize that name, but she's in it as well as the female lead. Directed by Henry King. I don't know much else about this. No other names that I recognize, but hey, Cesar Romero, I think probably as the villain here, and Tyrone Power as the hero. It's Captain from Castile. You know, this is one of those cinema archives by 20th Century Fox where it's kind of like Warner Archive. They print them on demand. So this one's in perfect shape, printed on demand from 20th Century Fox. Nomeo says, what do you think of Jackie Chan in the film Tuxedo? Honestly, I think Tuxedo is one of the lesser Jackie Chan films. I still have fun with it because it's Jackie Chan in his American prime, I'll say. But yeah, it's not a great movie. I still have fun with it. It's a cartoonish kind of wacky, fun film. I think Jennifer Love Hewitt is miscast. You know, she was all the rage at the time. I love to look at her, but she's, you know, not the best actress. Lucy says or asks, do you mean the movie We're Back? Yes, Dinosaur Story. That's the one that I mentioned earlier. That one I haven't seen in so many years, but I remember dinosaurs in the big city, dinosaurs in New York, basically. So it looks cool to me. Mr. Bob says, it could be. I know it wasn't animated. Oh, it wasn't animated. What about, Mr. Bob, Prehysteria? Full Moon you know, the Full Moon Horror, Charles Band, they had a subsidiary label where they put out a bunch of family-friendly stuff. One of those films was Prehysteria, and that got a sequel, and it had these little stop-motion dinosaurs, and I just thought it was so cool at the time. That one's on Blu-ray now. I actually have it in my watch list. One day, maybe I'll pick that up. But I have like a bootleg on DVD that I bought at a time where there was no official DVD or Blu-ray. But I wonder if it's Prehysteria, the one you're talking about. Tammy and the T-Rex, Theodore Rex with Whoopi Goldberg. That's a weird buddy cop film. Those are all the ones that I could think of. There was a swath of these in the early 90s because of the Jurassic Park fame. And anyway, yeah, that is Captain from Castile. Good old 40s action movie there. This one, I think I meant to look up when I was picking these movies up, because I wasn't sure if it was one that I should have picked up, and I haven't looked up to see if it's worth anything yet. It just has a weird look to it, so I snagged it for $1. What is my favorite film or TV score or soundtrack? Favorite film or TV score? I would say Ghost in the Shell is the one that stands out to me. Blade Runner, The Matrix. I love movie scores. I love John Williams' work. You know, Indiana Jones, all that stuff. But the one that really stands out for me is the score for Ghost in the Shell, the anime film from '95. I just love how it's so ominous and epic, and it's just so beautiful. It has this full, maybe 8-piece choir of these female singers just singing at the top of their lungs. Beautiful harmony and beautiful, man, Ghost in the Shell. I have goosebumps just describing it to myself and to you guys. Mr. Bob says, I checked there are 3 of them. Yep, there are 3 Prehysteria films. That's right. I meant to mention that. All I remember I got, yeah, I used to rent it from the library on VHS too. You can tell we're from the same era there, Mr. Bob. Eli Cortez says, what's up, everyone? Hey, Eli, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We're about halfway, a little more than halfway through our pickups, and then I have a really cool unboxing. You won't want to miss that. So, especially if you're a horror fan. It's a brand new box set that just came out. So, anyway, guys, this is a really chintzy, cheap-looking version of a film called Lovers and Liars with Giancarlo Giannini and Goldie Hawn. When in Rome, never do what they do is the tagline. Directed by Mario Moncelli. So this is Ennio Morricone did the music. So there you go. He was he's a maestro, obviously, and he was prolific, man. He did so many movies. And like I said, this is a really crappy-looking version, but I wonder what this is. I have no idea what this is. It's probably a romance that I'm not interested in. This one was really cool, too. Glad to pick this one up. This is a strange movie. Nomeo asks, do you think DRM-free films will ever become popular? No, not in our system, not in a capitalist system. Probably not. I think that probably is wishful thinking. But you never know. You never know what the future holds. Sly Poitras, thank you for tuning in, Sly, for the Shudder set. Yeah, you got it. Make sure you got all the right discs. Really, is that a problem that's happening? We'll have to check. Hopefully the packaging is okay. I hate the packaging that destroys the discs, for obvious reason. Mr. Bob says, know that kid's film called Cars. If you find it on VHS, it goes big online. Cars, really? Yeah, well, I pick up those for the store anyway, the VHS, Pixar VHS. I haven't seen Cars, though. A ton of Monsters, Inc. The Last Days of Patton. This is apparently a sequel to Patton with George C. Scott, where George C. Scott plays Patton again. This is another long film, just like Patton is. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a separate film from Patton. This is a sequel put out by Gemstone, one of those, kind of public domain. They put out things that nobody else on the planet has put out. Maybe for good reason. But, hey, George C. Scott as Patton, if I can get more of that, sign me up. I just want to say thank you to all the new names I'm seeing here, guys. Thank you so much to Sly and some of the other new names I called out there. Feel free to hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying this live stream, because there's going to be plenty more like it. Eli, Cortez, Sly, Poitras, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. That way you can see more live streams, and which I do about once a week at this point. We got a cool one here. I didn't know Teacher's Pet, the old show from, I think it was Disney, yeah, got a feature-length film here. And I'm not so much interested in the cartoon, but this is pretty cool. So I really I love animated feature films. What can I say? Salai says, lots of peeps are missing Late Night with the Devil. Well, I hope that's not the case for me. Fingers crossed. I'm sure they'll fix it. But Gravity Falls on Blu-ray is going for insane money. Yeah, I would imagine so. Gravity Falls is a show that I do enjoy. It's kind of like an animated Twilight Zone or, Night Gallery. Blue Cyan, been watching your channel for a little while now. Your collection is amazing. If you don't mind me asking, how do you manage space? Well, not very well right now, frankly, Blue Cyan. I have a lot of things in storage because I have a very small house right now. We went from a house, long story. We were kicked from a house, not for anything that we did. We had a termite issue. It's a bigger house. I live in a smaller house now. So I don't have all my DVDs out. All my Blu-rays and all my horror and all my video games are out, but not all my DVDs. So I'm working on that. The next place we go into, I'd like to get a bigger place. So Eli says, I have 3 copies of Late Night with the Devil. I have the Umbrella Night Owl edition, the Blu-ray. Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't even know they released all those. That's awesome. I love that movie. I watched it twice. I actually got my parents to watch it because I thought they'd enjoy the sort of 70s vibe to it. My mother and my stepfather, they really enjoyed it too. Mr. Bob says, I'm getting back into 80s, 90s family sci-fi films. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of 80s, 90s, especially 90s family films. I watched this the other night, actually last night, Dennis the Menace, which is written by John Hughes and directed by Nick Castle. Nick Castle played The Shape in Halloween, believe it or not. And this holds up pretty well. The kid that played Dennis is fantastic, and him and Walter Matthau is the reason to see this film. Not John Hughes' best work, but still damn good. No Mayo, please, says, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was awesome. Yeah, I still haven't seen that movie. I believe I don't think I own the first one. I own the 2 sequels, though. I'm looking at them now. Return of the Killer Tomatoes and Killer Tomatoes Eat France. So, still need to watch that one. Lucy says, have watched Late Night with the Devil in the cinema. Ooh, really good. That would have been a cool experience, yeah. Can't get Dennis the Menace film in the UK. That's a shame. That's a shame, because it is a fun film. I'm going to rewatch Rocky and Bullwinkle soon, which holds up. I watched it a couple years ago, and I just feel like it holds up so well. Misunderstood film, I think. But yeah, that's Teacher's Pet, guys. I don't know much about Teacher's Pet. Sorry, my voice cracked. Teacher's Pet is one I don't know much about. I caught a few episodes back in the day. But again, a 75-minute feature-length film with a full story. I think that's pretty cool. How big is my collection? Let's see. You're at 47. Yeah, that's a lot. 47, 65, 4Ks, Blu-rays, and DVDs, as well as 600 plus VHS. That's a fantastic collection, Eli. I haven't counted in many, many years. I've kind of lost track, frankly. I plan to get everything in a catalog at some point because I purge every once in a while. But I definitely have approaching 10,000 films, if not a little bit over that. Probably 3, 4, about 5. I'd say 4,000 to 5,000 Blu-rays and 6,000 to 7,000 DVDs, and then maybe a couple hundred VHS. I'd say easily over 10,000 at this point. So my goal is to get it all set up at some point. And mind you, I've collected this stuff in a very frugal way. I very, very seldom spend more than a couple dollars on movies because I've been thrifting since I was a teenager, very, very young, when people were just giving stuff away, and I found things for such great prices. And I have a couple videos on the channel where I talk about how I collect physical media, and I do it in a very smart way, and I've also made a side business out of it, which helps me, eat and survive, so that's good. Here we have one that I picked up strictly for the director. I think this might be a documentary that I'm probably not interested in, because it just has a bunch of rich people talking about things. Yeah, it's a bunch of... I'm not going to like this. It's a bunch of, rich actors and actresses talking about politics. So, directed by Barry Levinson, which is why I picked it up. I'm not sure if this is something I'm going to enjoy. Probably not. I don't really... they have their right to their opinion, but I don't really listen to most of what people in Hollywood say. Very few of them are actually critical thinkers and intelligent enough to have an intellectual conversation, but you can open a video shop with all them DVDs and Blu-ray. Yeah, no doubt about it. Maybe one day I will. Gingerbread. Right now I'm enjoying collecting and watching. Gingerbread Man versus Evil Bong. Yeah, those Evil Bong movies. I can't believe they're still going on. You've been collecting for 20 plus years. Yeah, absolutely. I've basically been collecting my whole life because I was born into a collector's home. My father was collecting VHS back in the 90s, early 90s and late 80s. So I was grateful to grow up in a home surrounded by that stuff. And obviously, I'm my father's son. I've continued on the tradition. for better or for worse. Next up, I picked up Best in Show. I picked this up because I want to rewatch it, and I don't think I have it. I love this movie. I love Christopher Guest's movies. Best in Show is one of the best. Well, they're all good. Mighty Wind, Best in Show, Spinal Tap. I love those three. Waiting for Guffman, I like. I feel like I'm missing one. Prairie Home Companion, I don't think I've seen. But this one's about a dog show and a bunch of quirky, weird fucking characters who are like uppity and pretentious and, you know, kind of the bourgeoisie and all caught up in something that is so odd and exploitative and weird. But it's just their interactions with each other, and it's very, very, very funny. It's by the guys who made Spinal Tap, so. I just started collecting DVDs and Blu-rays. Think I got about 500. Hey, that's a good start for sure. I mean, to most normal people, that's a good collection. To people like us, we're maniacs. So I picked this one up, 7 Alone, because somebody, one of my people in the audience, one of my friends in the audience, said that this is a film worth picking up. I think I commented on it in a thrifting video once and was like, it doesn't look like anything I'd enjoy. But it's sort of a survival movie with a bunch of siblings going cross-country or something like that in the 1800s, pre-Civil War, Oregon Trail kind of thing. So yeah, I'll give this a shot. Why not? All right, next up, this is the coolest one, guys, that I found. In my opinion, this is right up my alley, and certainly one of the coolest ones that I found in my last thrift shop stop, which was at the Cause for Pause. Sorry. Was trying to get a sticker off, and I failed miserably. I got one off, but... And, yep, that looks good. Alright, check this out. This is awesome. Right up my alley. I mean, this is one of those movies that I find, and I'm like, how have I never heard of this? This is made for me. Do I have The Paper Brigade with Robert Englund? No, I don't think I have that one. I love Robert Englund, though. I'll have to check that one out. Thanks for the recommendation there, Eli. All right, so here we have Have a Nice Day. Ready for this? This is a Chinese animated gangster film. So an animated triad film. It says reminiscences, dreaminess of Wong Kar-wai with early Tarantino vibes. The artwork on the back looks fantastic. Let me see if I can get it to kind of... I can never get it to focus, damn it. Not when I want it to, at least. So anyway, this is, it looks really cool. It looks violent. It looks like a very unique art style with interesting character designs. It looks to be pretty violent. It says, intelligent and casually cruel, a stone-cold gangster thriller. I've been on a gangster kick lately, so running into this frickin' animated Chinese gangster film, triad film, I think that's just so awesome. It's directed by Liu Jian. All right, we got a couple VHS here randomly, and then we got some more DVDs. Yeah, sounds interesting, right, Lucy? Lucy, it's right up my alley. Right up my alley. Oh, right up my ass. All right, next up we have 3 VHS that I picked up that are... Or, do I have 4? I thought I had 4. Yeah, I do have 4. Let's just knock these out now. These are weird, hyper-obscure, not on DVD or Blu-ray or streaming or maybe on YouTube, probably on YouTube. This one is called Simple Justice. Left 4 Dead Lives for Vengeance. This looks like a crime thriller. Again, it has Cesar Romero in one of his later roles. Doris Roberts, John Spencer, Katie McLean. I don't know many of those names except for Cesar Romero, which is spelt 2 different ways on the back, which is interesting. Deborah Del Prete directed this film. Rated R. I don't know much about this, but it seems like a crime thriller of some kind. And it never made its way out to DVD. So, Simple Justice. Cool. Cool to pick that one up. You know I love me some VHS that never made it, genre films that never made it to DVD. Hey, Mike, like your Metroid shirt. Thank you. Yeah, it's a little Metroid meets Mario action going on there. Got this from the Nintendo Club years ago. Have I seen a film called Dumb Money? It's about GameStop from the other... No, I've heard about it. I've not seen it, though. It's GameStop, that's right. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. No Mayo says, remember the Hobgoblins movie? Hobgoblins movie. I haven't seen Hobgoblins. I may have seen it when I was very young on late night on cable at some point, but I haven't seen it in a long time. What did you miss? You missed a big stack of movies here. Jolly good, but you know, you can always double check the archive to see exactly what was picked up. These at the bottom here are all Land Before Time films. All right. Next up, we have more of a drama film, but this is... I like some of the people involved with this. Let's see. It's an Irish film with Martin Donovan. Let's see. Angela Pope directed this. I thought it's some of the producers from The Crying Game, so kind of Neil Jordan adjacent. And that is The Hollow Reed. It seems like more of a straight drama, like adolescent drama kind of thing. Jason Fleming's in this, so never made it to DVD, not that I could find at least, so pick that up too. Eli Cortez asks, have you seen Attack of the Demons? It's like if Evil Dead was made in South Park animation. No. Or Chuck Steele, Night of the Trampires. I think you would like them. Okay, I'm going to definitely check those out. That's some obscure cuts right there. Thanks, Eli. And Teacher's Pet. Yep, I picked up the feature film of Teacher's Pet. Here's a cool one. I wish they had both parts of this, because this seems to be part 1, if I'm not mistaken. It's called The Sophisticated Gent. It's another one that never made it to DVD. Terrific multi-character drama focusing on the reunion of a black athletic club. Paul Winfield, Rosie Greer, Bernie Casey, Thalamus Rasulala. Thalamus Rasulala. I know the name. I've seen him in other things. Ron O'Neal, Melvin Van Peebles. So this is like the who's who of 70s black actors. And a lot of those guys did some blaxploitation stuff, like Ron O'Neal and Melvin Van Peebles obviously was like the progenitor of the genre in the late 60s with Badass. And yeah, this says Sophisticated Gents Part 1. So I'm not sure what the deal with this is. I still have to do research on all this stuff. So not sure, but kind of cool. The Butterfly Effect movie was awesome. Yeah, that movie is fantastic. I love the one. I love the time elements of that. I love the structure of the film, the performances, even the atmosphere of that movie. It's just such a great movie. I really love it. It's a damn good movie. Jolly Goods. Actually, I haven't seen any of the Land Before Time 12. Yeah, there's 14 total, and I haven't seen Teacher's Pet. Just promos. Yeah. Chuck Steele, Night of the Trampires is a British stop-motion movie. Sounds right up my alley. I'm going to have to check that out, guys. Thank you. Here we have Les Gentlemen d'Epsom, Duke of the Derby. This is a French film that never made it to DVD. No idea what this is, guys. I think it is a drama, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I still need to do research on this stuff. Les Gentlemen d'Epsom, Duke of the Derby, 1962. Look at that. Don't think this ever made it to DVD. Which is the only time I pick up VHS, guys, is when they're not on DVD or streaming, and it's something kind of obscure and rare. Hell yeah, Lucy, it's freaking hilarious. Yeah, I gotta watch that one. You guys are getting me excited to look into that. Here we have a film I didn't know existed with Ben Kingsley. Anne Frank. I'm assuming it's about the story of Anne Frank in cinematized form. Just made up a word. If you like zombie films, check out Stalled. Yeah, I've heard good things about Stalled. I'll check that one out. Let's see. There's more to her story than you ever imagined. Yeah, this is just a dramatized version of Anne Frank's story here. There's not really much else to be said about it. I picked it up because it's got Ben Kingsley right on the front, and it's a film that I've never heard. I like a good wartime movie. No Mayo Please says Home Movies was an Adult Swim animated show you'd probably like. Home Movies. Yeah, I've heard about it. I've owned it at some point, and then I sold it. Yeah. I'll have to check that one out. Here we have Clifford, the big red dog. These usually sell for 10 to 15 bucks. It's Clifford, though. I mean, I grew up with Clifford. I'm not going to go back and watch Clifford, though. Sorry. In Cold Blood, the complete miniseries. I'm pretty confident I own this. I have to double check, which is hard because most of my DVDs are in storage. Jonathan Kaplan directed this one, and it's a 3-hour In Cold Blood, you know, the Capote book made into a TV miniseries from the 90s, 96. This was also In Cold Blood. They did a movie version of it in the 60s, or was it late 60s, early 70s as well. Somewhere around there. But this one has one of, you know, somebody who I just love watching. I'm not going to say one of my favorite actors, but he's up there. Sam Neill. I just love watching Sam Neill, really, in anything, perform in anything. I just think he's great. Looks like some more love for home movies. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Here we have Righteous Kill, which I think I have on Blu-ray. I got to double check, but I think I already have this one, so this will be going to the shop. Have you seen Memory of a Snail? No, I haven't seen that one. You guys are dropping all the obscure ones today. Why did I pick up Righteous Kill? It's De Niro Pacino. It's a film I've always wanted to see. I've not heard good things about it, which is why I haven't seen it yet. Next up, man, I always find these midnight horror collections. There's a multitude of these. There's a ton of these 4-film collections with just a bunch of straight-to-video garbage, frankly. But this one has some films I've never even heard of. Fist of the Vampire. I mean, that got me interested. The Vampire Conspiracy, Bachelor Party in the Bungalow of the Damned. What a title. And then Curse of the Wolf. So, again, I know nothing about any of these films. I don't know what year they're from. I'm assuming they're from the aughts. But yeah, we'll have to check these out. I don't know anything about these. Alright, I gotta stretch my legs a little bit here. We're almost done with the stack of stuff. Some of the preschool shows I used to watch, but I stopped watching, like, yeah, Blue's Clues, Barney, exactly. You get older and not all of this stuff. The 90s feature films that were family-friendly, the good ones were made with adults in mind as well. So things like Clifford and Dennis the Menace, and so adults can still enjoy them. In fact, it gives you, I think, a great family film, a great kids film, is when a story is told that could be perceived 2 different ways by children and by adults. And I think that's something that Hollywood has completely lost. I think basically Hollywood just treats everyone like a child now, and that's part of the reason why I despise it. Lucy says it's an Australian stop-motion movie from the same director of Mary and Max. Oh, okay, I do have Mary and Max somewhere. Pinocchio's Revenge is a fun time. Yeah, I had a decent time with that. I wish there was a little bit more Pinocchio and a bit more revenge, frankly, but when it gets there, it gets there. Here we have Godspell, guys. This is a musical that I've never seen. Never really heard too much about. It's in the vein of Tommy, Hair, Jesus Christ Superstar. Not sure if it's going to be my thing, but I have to watch it to figure that out. So I really love the cover, I gotta be honest. The cover is very artful and colorful and cool. And we got 2 more here. I picked up a video game from Cause for Pause for $4. That is definitely one that my brother and I... Ooh, damn it. I almost got the sticker off clean, but I failed. That my brother and I have been wanting to try to get into these games, but they might just be a little too simple. I'm not sure. That is, I picked it up because it's Indiana Jones, too. And it goes for like $15. That is Indiana Jones, The Original Adventures, Lego Indiana Jones. So this covers the first 3 movies, it looks like. More than 60 playable characters. It's not even that many characters in the damn film. But this looks fun, and they're quirky. The quirky sense of humor I really enjoy, so I'll check that out. And they're 2-player. They're co-op, couch co-op. Favorite era of movies? Probably 70s, 80s, 90s. I know that's a broad stroke answer. My favorite decades are the 30s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Those are my favorite decades. The later ones, all of those decades I grew up watching certain films. So I grew up watching, Universal Monster movies, which got me into 30s films. I love that era. I just love it. It's like stepping into a different dimension. I love it. So yeah, so there you go. Here we got Il Postino, the postman. It says on the front here, foreign language, Italian, no captions. Well, I call bullshit, because this is by Miramax, and it's Region 1, and it says right on the back, English subtitles in yellow. So I'm not sure. Maybe they couldn't read. The irony. But this is The Postman. This was a popular film from Italy in the 90s. It's a romantic comedy, I believe, but it's supposed to be excellent. And I don't know much else about it besides that, guys. I know, directed by Michael Radford. I'm not sure. Yeah, it might be a pseudonym. But it's in Italian. Il Postino, the postman. I hear very good things about this. So, happy to add that one to the collection. Alright, guys. Next up, we have 2 packages. One of them is sort of an addendum to something that I brought up in my last video, my last thrifting video. And I thought I had them nearby, but I'm not exactly sure. So the first one I'll open is the least exciting one. Making pizza for dinner. Damn, that sounds good. Lucy says, for my father, a movie becomes automatically better if it's from the 70s or if it's... I gotta be honest, I kind of feel the same, Lucy. But I think it's okay to say that certain decades were better than others. I think it's okay to be... to try to be objective about that. Of course, it's still taste... it comes down to taste and opinion, but I always say, opinion, and everybody says art is subjective. Yes, I do believe that almost fully, but I still think there's about 5 to 10% that, you know, I always say you can't say The Godfather is a bad piece of work or a bad piece of art. You can't say that Physical Graffiti or Thriller is not good art. So I do think there is an objective nature to art. It's something that I haven't really explored that idea too much. I'm approaching it philosophically, but I do think the 70s and 80s were objectively better than what we've gotten since the new millennium. And it's progressively getting worse in terms of mainstream cinema, in my opinion. No mayo, please. Favorite Thanksgiving food? I don't eat turkey, so I don't eat meat, frankly. So I would say stuffing. I really love stuffing. Mashed potatoes? Fuck yeah. I'm a simple man. I have a very limited diet because of my gut issues. Eli asks, how old am I? No, I don't mind at all. I was born in 88. I am 37? Yeah, I think I'm turning 38 in April. 37 years old. Or something like that. I don't really get caught up with age. I feel like I'm 20, so. And I take care of my body. I exercise. Take care of my mind. I read. This got... Oh, damn. Alright, well, this person that I bought this from on eBay packed this in a really not so good way. And it seems to have gotten crushed. I'm going to double check the listing to make sure that it wasn't like this in the picture, but I'm going to ask for a few bucks off. Always ask, guys, because if you get something that wasn't as pictured, even if it's the fault of, you know, the mailing company, you should still get something compensated. Because I bought this thinking it was in perfect shape, and now it doesn't even, like, close correctly. But this is Battlestar Galactica Season 2. If you watched last week's thrift video, thrift live stream, then you would know that I picked up 1 and 3 and didn't get 2 and 4 because the place that I was at didn't have them. So I'm trying to piece it all together. I think there's 4 seasons, so I just need Season 4 now. These were from like the box set that came with the Ceylon helmet and everything. This is a show that I really, really want to see and just haven't gotten around to it. I hear it's really good if you're into like politics and geopolitics and space politics, I guess, which I am definitely interested in cinematically and in real life. So that is Season 2 of Battlestar Galactica, but I'm sad to see it's got all crushed in transit there. So I'm going to ask for my money back on that one. All right, guys, next up we have the package that I have been waiting to unbox for a week now. Rocco is my all-time favorite cartoon. Excellent. That's awesome. I love Rocco. You're 39. There you go. You got me beat by a couple of years, my friend. Rocco. Yeah, Rocco's Modern Life is fantastic. All right, guys. So this one is the big one. I'm really excited to crack into this. I hope my fears are allayed from what you guys told me earlier in terms of this not being shipped correctly in some instances. So we will make sure that is the case. This is really nice though, and nice and concise. That's what I really love. Shudder 10th anniversary, a decade of scary good. That's a weird sentence. A decade of scary good. That's a weird sentence. It's kind of a non sequitur. All right, well, let's crack this bad boy open and go through the films one by one, most of which I've seen, which is why I had to pick this up, because I like a lot of these films. All right, let's see if I can get this open clean here. Fingers crossed. Thank you, Sly. Yeah, we'll see what's going on here. Thank you for the heads up, by the way. Invader Zim is another favorite. Yeah, oh, absolutely. I can't get this thing open. There we are. All right. There we go. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. It's got one of these, like, I don't even know what you call this. Kind of like a slipcover. I know people hate when I say this, but I usually throw these out. They don't adhere. It's not like a real slipcover where it adheres perfectly. This one's a little different. Maybe I'll keep it, but I don't even really like how that looks on the shelf. I feel like it'll look better like that. So anyway, throw that over there. Sorry, don't mean to offend anybody. If I did, oh well. At the dark heart of, I've been yelled at for my take on slipcovers. At the dark heart of Shudder is something simple. We love scary movies. I've been a Shudder supporter for a long time. I at this point, I'm in and out. Sometimes I get a month of Shudder. Sometimes I don't need it. I have 5,000 horror movies. So, all right, guys. So first film here is actually a film that I watched and wasn't too impressed with. Honestly, I love getting brand new discs that have like a light scratch on them. Why can't they seem to get this right? I don't think that's going to cause me any issues, but it is what it is. Terrified is the first film. I believe this is an Argentine film. And I have brushed up on Argentine cinema, horror cinema, especially last October. Watched Cold Sweat and a couple really cool ones. And so I want to give Terrified another shot. I know a little bit more about Argentine history and culture now, and I'm going to give that a shot at some point. But the first time I watched it, I wasn't too impressed with Terrified. I have all those Shudder movies on Blu-ray already. I have Mad God on Blu-ray Steelbook, and that's going for mad money. Is it really? Yeah, I could imagine. Next up, we have a film that I really enjoyed. An oddly named film, I'll be honest. This one looks a little better. Still has a couple light scratches. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That is the Mortuary Collection. Don't ask me to remember what this movie was about, because I just don't really remember, but I know I enjoyed it. And Shudder, honestly, very seldom lets me down. I usually enjoy the Shudder exclusives, which all of these are, by the way. These are all Shudder exclusives. One movie from each year that Shudder has been around. The movie, the big movie that they put out each year. If you'd make a movie, would you do it with color and sound, or a movie with no color and no sound? It depends. I mean, I'd love to make a black and white film. I have a couple scripts that are, black and white in mind with full frame. But I have a short film on my channel called Handy, if you want to check that out. It's my take on, like, the killer hand genre. James Costigan, thank you for tuning in, James. Hopefully Late Night with the Devil hasn't been replaced with the Rule of Jenny Penn. That's such a weird mistake. How do they do that? Mortuary Collection is great. Enjoyed it during the last Halloween season. Yes, I need to rewatch that one. Which, A Nightmare on Elm Street edition did you get? I was lucky enough to get the... Yeah, see, if I'm being honest, Eli, I don't have much money. I'm a humble man with I work a couple jobs. I work 50 plus hours a week. And I don't have much money. I enjoy going out thrifting. So a lot of what I find is from the thrift stores. I just don't go out of my way to get steelbooks and limited editions. I just don't. If I find them out at the stores, great. But I'm not going to spend more than, like I said, $5 for a movie most times. This is an exception. This is a Christmas gift to myself. But yeah, but this is a different kind of thing. But I still think they're cool. Listen, if I had the means, I would pick up all sorts of things. But I do have a cool steelbook that was gifted to me for my birthday years back, the Suspiria Blu-ray with the stained glass kind of steelbook. I love that thing. It's beautiful. Next up is a film I wasn't really impressed with, but I will give it another shot since it's in the collection. Hey, Mike. Hey, Michael. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Long time no see. We have Dark and the Wicked. Again, this was a weird film with like an ailing, if I remember correctly, and like an ailing member of the family. And I don't remember much about this. I remember the atmosphere being good, sort of out in the middle of nowhere. It's got some good imagery, like the image there, but... next up, this was a film that I liked but didn't love. Everybody was on the hype train for this movie, and I watched it, and I thought it was an above-average found footage film with a new, unique medium, kind of the screen life medium, but I feel like Unfriended did this better, frankly. This was 2020. This is a COVID movie right here. This was the COVID movie, where you couldn't go anywhere, so people started making movies at home. That is Host. I enjoyed it, especially the ending I liked quite a bit. Found footage usually sticks the landing. Next up, we have wonderful... Oh, you know what? I should be checking these guys. Sorry. Dark and the Wicked. That one looks fine. Land Before Time is such a sad... Yes, it's a poignant film. It's a tragic film, but it's a hopeful film as well. Here we have a perfect copy of Host and Mad God. This is one of the big ones. One of the reasons why I had to throw down the $50 for this and grab it. That is Mad God. Mad God I saw in theaters, and I was in awe. I was awestruck. It is awesome. I love this film. This is a dream film of mine. Just a 90-minute hellscape of stop motion and visual storytelling and weird creature design. And, the best stop-motion movie ever made, probably. I mean, this is such an incredible film. I saw it in theaters. Unfortunately, I was in the first row because my friend, for some reason, got seats in the front row. So my experience of it was looking up like that and not fully enjoying it, but I know I'm going to love it even more at home. This is like a perfect animated film in my opinion. I just love it. Shudder set was at a great price for all those movies. Exactly. I mean, $5 a movie? That's fantastic. Jolly Good says, favorite Don Bluth movies. I haven't seen most of them. Yeah, Don Bluth, I love Titan A.E. I love Land Before Time. I'm drawing a blank right now, but I really love Titan A.E. and I really love Land Before Time. There's like Scamper the Penguin. He did a lot. Troll in Central Park. There was a lot of them in the 90s. But yeah, Mad God, one of the main reasons I picked up this set. Another one for sure is VHS 94. I'm glad to have a VHS film on Blu-ray finally. It's the only one I have. I'm hoping that they release some sort of comprehensive set once the VHS films kind of calm down a bit. We'll see what happens. They're pumping them out like once a year. I still really enjoy them, frankly. They're hit or miss in terms of their short films, but they're still good. And they're a good time. Just fun. They're just fun. And here's Mad God. This one's perfect. So far, so good, guys. I know the trouble one's coming up. But what's going on, Michael? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. I really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up for me if you can. That helps me out. Lucy says, I still need to watch Mad God. You sure do. But VHS 94 was the first one where they kind of, after Viral, where they came back. Viral wasn't so good, but they came back in 94 and started doing years. So they have 94, 85, 90, 99. I think they're probably going to start doing the aughts. Maybe they'll go back to the 70s. It's an open book for the VHS guys. For the people who are doing these anthology films, you could do anything with this series, which is what I love about it. I love me a good anthology horror film, and the VHS films never really let me down. Some are better than others. My favorite short from any of them is Safe Haven. I might be a bit trite because that's everybody's, but that short film by Timo Tjahjanto and Gareth, I always fucking mix them up, Gareth Evans or Edwards, one of those guys that did the Raid movies. I just adore his movies. And The Apostle. I still need to see the Havoc. I have Scamper the Penguin on DVD, and I think I've seen this movie back in the 4th grade. Nice. Yeah, I've never seen Scamper the Penguin. I missed that one. Next up, we have a film called Caveat, which I actually haven't seen, but I've heard many, many good things about it. Sold off my DVD at the shop, and that went towards the fund for this movie. But I've not seen it, guys. Got this weird, creepy bunny doll. I don't know what's going on there, but I'll be checking that out at some point. This film right here was another main reason why I picked up the set. A film that absolutely swept me away with its imagination and its economical filmmaking. Its atmosphere is unmatched in the modern era. There's nothing like this film that I've ever seen. This film is open for interpretation. It's ambiguous by design, but I do think I have my interpretation of it, and my interpretation of it enhances this movie for me so much. And I can't talk about that, about what I think the movie's about, because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. That is Skinamarink. Skinamarink, you know, my father grew up singing the song to me, Skinamarinky-dinky-dink, Skinamarinky-doo, which was attached to some show in the late 80s that I was watching. I don't remember exactly, but a lot of these are very foggy memories. But Skinamarink, again, short, sweet, economical, such a weird film, an ethereal film, a film that feels like it was made in another dimension. I mean, half this movie is just shots of corners of rooms and doorways and door frames, but when things happen, it just chills me to the bone. And the final shot of this movie, I mean, I'm getting emotional talking about how this movie made me feel. It kind of reaches into the depths of nostalgia and pulls out the darkness that could potentially be nestled within that nostalgia, if that makes sense. And I think that's what the film is about. I don't want to spoil it more directly. I think there's a more literal interpretation of this film that I got from it, at least, where these kids are trapped in this sort of this weird atmospheric nostalgia dimension with weird old cartoons and things subtly moving, and then it's punctuated by abrupt violence, and this film is so strange and otherworldly, and I love Skinamarink. I could do a whole video talking about Skinamarink. I just adore it. Luckily, that one's there too. All right, this is the last couple here. Late Night with the Devil, a film that I absolutely loved. I watched it twice. Like I said, I watched it once alone and then a week later with my mom because I thought she'd enjoy sort of the 70s aesthetic because that's when she grew up. And this film is in the style of a late night TV show from the 70s. And it has a great character actor who I hope becomes more of a leading man in the future. He's the lead in this, David Dastmalchian. You would know as Polka Dot Man from Suicide Squad 2022, and he pops up. He was the schizophrenic in Dark Knight who was framed for the murder of the mayor. David Dastmalchian he pops up in all sorts of films. He's a great character actor in a time where we don't have too many of those faces that you know, but the names that you don't. David Dastmalchian is one of them. This film follows. It's a late night show. He has some weird people on, and then finally this exorcism type thing takes place with wild prosthetic imagery and just a really cool story that's told here about wanting to up the ratings and like all that kind of stuff. This is such a cool movie. I mean, it's a very cool movie. Do I remember the original segments from Nicktoons? Yeah, I remember some of them. I haven't seen Kablam in a long time. You thought Skinamarink was awesome and your wife hated it. Yeah, I mean, I can understand people hating this film. I really could. It's a lot like, it's inspired by Paranormal Activity in terms of its stark imagery, the fact that the director uses time and space to build tension, sort of in a very Kiyoshi Kurosawa kind of way. There's also there's the Kurosawa influence there, and I just love Skinamarink. What can I say? You watch Late Night with the Devil with your father in the cinema. That's awesome. Watch your handy film. It was pretty interesting and scary. Oh, thank you. Will there be a sequel? And also, why the eye on the hand? Well, the eye on the hand is almost like my Twilight Zone sort of twist. But the idea is that once the arm, so it's a love story. The arm dislocates, rips himself free from its owner, and wants to reunite with another arm, another hand. A female hand. And so the eye is my way of saying that once the arm was removed from the body, it starts to become its own being. It starts to become its own entity. And so it has an eye at the end. And it's watching, old hand horror movies and stuff. It's weird. I meant it for it to be weird, open for interpretation. But that's what I was thinking when I wrote the script and filmed it. But thank you for watching it. I really appreciate that. The Umbrella Night Owl edition came out 4:3 aspect ratio and a bunch of good. That's cool. Was it originally shot in 4:3 though, Eli? That's what my question is. Was it shot in 4:3? Was it intended to be in 4:3 or was it intended to be widescreen? I can understand both. Here, Skinamarink is a nursery rhyme. Yeah, it is, and it plays into the movie as well. Where again, it kind of reaches into your nostalgic soul and pulls something very dark out. And sinister, and there's something playful about it, but the concept of a demiurge comes to mind, and I won't say much more, but I don't, or a djinn, or a genie, kind of granting wishes and entrapping these, I gotta stop talking. I don't remember the song very much. Yeah, my father used to sing it to me, what can I say? I've got bad news, folks. The Rule of Jenny Penn. That sucks. I don't even know what this movie is. I'm hoping I can keep it, though, and they could send me another one. That is ridiculous. I can't believe that. All right, son of a bitch. You guys were spot on. Unbelievable. Ugh. Yeah, he's right. Evangelion I've never seen, but I am a fan of Anno. Anno did an OVA, a TV series called Nadia. From the late 80s, early 90s, which I adore, kind of based on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I love it. It's very Vernian. So I love Anno's work. Wrong disc. We're going to skip over that. I'm going to have to raise some hell, try to get the right disc. Hopefully they have a program in place, because that is absolutely bananas and ridiculous. All right, guys. Last film, I'm hoping it's the right one, is a film adored. I love this film. It made me feel uncomfortable. It made me question my choices in life in terms of what I watch. But I loved it as one of the best kills, on-screen slasher kills that I've ever seen in my life. It's twisted, I'll say, for the people who know what I'm talking about. In a violent nature, this film is so cool. It's from the perspective of the killer. It starts with some kids taking some necklace from the grave of this guy who was buried. And once that happens, this character, this creature, this monster, this man rises from the grave and starts hunting these kids down one by one. It is by the number slasher, but what makes it interesting, the twist, is that it's from the perspective of the killer. It never leaves the killer's back or side, or mostly his back. It's like a third-person horror game or something, where you're the killer and you're going around slashing teens. It is just fantastic. It is one of the best slashers in the modern era. I might like it even more than Terrifier. Terrifier 2, it's close. I think I like Terrifier 2 more, but In a Violent Nature is right there with it. And Canadian slasher film, these guys know what they're doing. Crunchy, brutal, elongated kills that just linger, and it's hard to watch, but awesome. Awesome practical effects, too. So that one's there, too. Thank the Lord. All right, next up, what do we have here? Shudder. Shudder's home, yada, yada, yada. Start your free... Ooh, I got a Shudder sticker. That's cool. I'm not going to use that, but that's cool. I'm not a sticker kind of guy, or decal kind of guy. Shudder, they're not giving me like a code for a free month, are they? That'd be neat. But it's just got some extra swag back here. Nothing too exciting, but this one doesn't even fit in there. All right, so there you go. And that's the last page there. A decade of scary good. So that is the 10% disappointing unboxing of the Shudder 10-year anniversary. Yeah, you should definitely check it out, Lucy. It's not for everyone. It's a brutal film, but it is. I think it's a brilliant deconstruction of the genre. Flips the genre on its head in a way that, I always think innovation is dead, but then something like In a Violent Nature comes out, by the number slasher, but with this twist that just flips everything, and it's just awesome. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this live stream. I need to get on the horn and try to get my disc for Late Night with the Devil, which is ridiculous. Hey, maybe Jenny Penn is a good one, and I could have that in the collection loose, and then get a disc for Late Night with the Devil and pop it in here and have the complete set. So that would be nice, but that is going to do it for this live stream, guys. Thank you so much for coming out, for tuning in. I appreciate you all very much. I saw a lot of new names today interacting with the comments, and I really appreciate that. It feels more like a community when things like that are happening, and that's certainly what I'm trying to build here. A community of film lovers who love talking about film and just love the art form. So far, so good. You guys are awesome. So hit that thumbs up button if you don't mind. That really helps me with the algorithms. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell for notifications if you want to see more live streams like this. Stay tuned for more. I'm doing one a week at least these days. I have a tough schedule, guys. I'm going to try to sneak another one in there on Thursday. We'll see. Otherwise, thank you all very much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you guys. I will see you all next time. Bored Cyborg is out. Peace. Bye, Jolly Good. Bye, everybody.